Sarah Palin. I'm starting to like Governor Chris Christie. I don't like or agree everything he stands for, but at least he's trying to work on the benefit of the people of New Jersey. Yeah, he may be aspiring for higher ambitions. I don't fault him for that. That's just human nature. But when it's the same old propaganda machine over and over, you remember what happened last year when Karl Rove and who else was it that predicted Obama would fail in his re-election bid? Guess what? Who is still president? That's right, Barack Obama. And guess who's no longer on Fox News? Karl Rove. So I say more power to NBC and CNN for producing these documentaries. Get them out there as soon as possible. You know what? I don't think they're going to let the RNC bully them around. I mean, that is just... Here's what I see happening. Here's what I hear, anyway. The RNC has no worthwhile candidate that is strong enough or has the public charisma to go up against Hillary Clinton right now. And they know this. So the only way they know how to deal with it is try to derail it. Try to derail any publicity for her, good or bad, and try to make her look bad. Or worse yet, make these networks look bad for trying to supposedly endorse a candidate. I mean, that is a little like NASA saying, Paramount, you gotta stop producing Star Trek. You're making the space agencies look bad. So, what do you think? Do you think the RNC has the right to take this action? Well, they have that right. But I don't think they have any right to reasonably expect the networks to back down. Nor should they. Alrighty, let's see. Get back to the Show Me State. A new report shows that... hold on here. Scroll down too far. A new report shows that a recent Missouri House bill could potentially damage the state's credit ratings. Missouri has had a long-standing AAA credit rating, but the report shows passing the bill would have a devastating economic impact. The bill would make cuts to education and raise taxes on prescription drugs. Well, Governor Jay Nixon vetoed the bill late last month, saying the legislature made a big mistake. Making a big mistake the first time you see something, it's excusable. Coming back and then voting for that same thing again, well, that is not negligence. That's intent to raise taxes on senior citizens. That's intent to imperial services. That's intent to put at risk our public rating, Nixon said. And I don't think any of those three things are good policy for our state. The governor added that he's willing to sit down with both sides to come up with a better conclusion for the state's economy. So that is something we're going to be keeping an eye on. Well, the big story of the day, and at the beginning of the show you probably heard Anderson Cooper talking about Pat Robertson. That was taken from his ridiculous segment the other night on CNN. Well, Pat Robertson, hold on just for a moment, if you don't mind. I am going to take a little bit of medicine. I am suffering from sinus congestion. Another reason why I don't like fall. Cooler temperatures, diminished daylight, harvest season. While I like the reap the benefits of what farmers produce, to help them share in that and all, I do not like what it does to my sinuses. And nor do my sinuses like this kind of weather. So I'm going to take this Sudafed synthetic stuff. And hold on for just a moment, please. One pill down. Isn't this exciting podcasting? Doesn't get any better than this. Go ahead and turn the air conditioning back on. Switch that to cool. Turn the fan off. Get this other pill out of there because time's wasted. Spent $20 on bandwidth a month just so I can swallow a pill for you to listen to me. Alright, that should kick in a few minutes. Alright. Getting back to Pat Robertson. Oh yeah, that's sexy. Sorry. That's about how I feel about him too. Stove scrunch. Pat Robertson delved into a discussion about AIDS during a recent episode of the 700 Club, which anyone under 70 doesn't watch anymore. Anyway, he suggested that infected individuals in cities like San Francisco purposefully infect others by cutting them with special rings. 2 days ago, Robertson and co-host Terry, how do you pronounce her last name? Is it Buswin? Anyway, responded to a question from a viewer about the disclosure of an AIDS status. Apparently, the viewer had been driving a nursing home patient to church and came to find out he has AIDS. The viewer was angry. No one disclosed the man's health condition to her. Robertson said he used to think it was transmitted by saliva and other things. Now they say it may be sexual contact. So he advised the woman not to have sex with the man. Oh, good God. I can't believe I'm reading this. I did not make any of this up. This is true shit here, right here. There are laws now. I think the homosexual community has put these draconian laws on the books that prohibit people from discussing this particular affliction, he continued. Yeah, they came up with HIPAA laws so they wouldn't have to disclose that they have AIDS. Brilliant there, Reverend. Well, you can tell somebody who had a heart attack, you can tell them they've got high blood pressure, but you can't tell anybody you've got AIDS. You know what they do in San Francisco? Some of the gay community there, they want to get people. So if they got the stuff, he's referring to AIDS, they'll have a ring. You shake hands, and the ring's got a little thing where you cut your finger, he said. Really, it's that kind of vicious stuff, which would be the equivalent of murder. Right Wing Watch reported that this particular comment from the broadcast was edited out of the clip from the Christian Broadcasting Network, even though it was posted later online. The Huffington Post could not immediately reach a CBN representative comment. Back to Stonewall writer Will Cole dubbed Robertson's statements the worst and most horrible lie that has come out of Pat Robertson's mouth in the history of anti-gay hate. He asked for supporters to call CBN headquarters and demand the network force Robertson to apologize for his outrageous lies. Well, I don't think it's going to happen, but I commend you for your effort. Anyway, in an email to the Huffington Post, Cole added, it's well past time that members of not only the LGBT community pardon me, but real Christians everywhere stand up to the anti-gay extremists like Pat Robertson that say enough. Tuesday's segment was certainly filled with fallacies. AIDS develops from the human immunodeficiency virus, HIV, which is transmitted via infected persons by blood, semen, preseminal fluid, rectal fluids, vaginal fluids, or breast milk. That's according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. They're not some nutjob church like Pat Robertson. These fluids must either come in contact with the mucous membrane or damaged tissue or be directly injected into the bloodstream for someone to be infected. In addition, the gay community has not put draconian laws on the books like the televangelist claimed. In fact, many states have partner notification laws that make an HIV positive person legally obligated to tell his or her partner or partners. According to AIDS.gov, some states, the omission of this information could result in a criminal charge. Finally, HIV/AIDS is not a gay thing. The disease affects people of all races, genders, sexualities, and creeds. So, Pat Robertson, take that, you numbskull. And just to show you how ignorant Pat Robertson is, periodically throughout this show and upcoming episodes of First Cup, I will be playing more outrageous comments from the good Reverend Pat Robertson, okay? But right now, it's time to switch things over to things you need to know. And I have a theme for that, which I made just the other day.
Yo, I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. Don't tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. Don't tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I wanna really, really, really wanna zig a zig.
Oppan Gangnam Style.
And here are things you need to know on this Thursday. First of all, in news tech, Alec Baldwin is in trouble again. This time, he roughed up a photographer. Apparently, he was upset about being photographed while he was roughing up a photographer. Okay. Starbucks is serving pumpkin spice lattes in secret. First, I told you about the Manhattan restaurant playing Christmas music, and now there's word Starbucks is secretly serving the addicting pumpkin spice lattes already. According to sources, you can start ordering pumpkin spice lattes with this secret code. Are you ready? I'll give you time to get pencil and paper while I blow my nose, because it's really sexy to do that on a podcast. I so love hay fever. All right, you ready for that secret code? Here it is. PSL10. It's PSL10. Starfucks. I'm sorry. I apologize. That was totally unintentional. Oh boy. Woo! There goes my stock in Starbucks. Okay. Gee, what's on Joe's mind? Alright. Starbucks has confirmed this information on its official Facebook page. You probably wouldn't have even noticed if I had pointed that out, what I just said. The official code is PSL10. Oh, there's one for the blooper reel. PSL10. And incidentally, I'm going to have my own Starbucks challenge on this program come up on Monday on Labor Day. So I want you to tune in for that. And Starbucks, not go to Starfucks, where you can get a completely different kind of latte, if you know what I mean. Wacky but true. Man shows off pot growing on YouTube. Well, okay. A New Hampshire man who documented his marijuana growing operation on YouTube was recently sentenced to jail. Assistant Rockingham County, New Hampshire attorney Jerome Blanchard says Kyle Berry was showing how to grow it, how to set it up, what chemicals he uses, and where he gets his seeds. Oh, why don't you say, here's my address, come and handcuff me, you beautiful darling, you. Oh, good grief. Some criminals just deserve to be locked up for their sheer stupidity. Kris Jenner talk show is not canceled. Oh, damn. I mean, oh, good. Don't count Kris Jenner out quite yet. Reports of her talk show being canceled are false, according to a 20th television representative. Sure, it'll be 20th century. Well, the rep said yesterday it's too early to make a decision. Oh, I don't think it's too early. Cancel it now. I've never seen it. I want you to cancel it. Well, representatives of the show took to Twitter, as well as to deny Wednesday reports, citing sources that said low ratings during its 6-week test run left the show dead in the water. Well, the number for the day is 75. That's the number of cases people biting people reported to New York City Police occur each year. So let me get this straight. There are 75 people in New York City every year that bite other people. That's roughly 7 a month. Christmas must really be a pain in the neck out there. And 30 ways to stay married for 30 years. Some simple rules, my friends, from a man who's never been married, but I know these anyhow because the show prep tells me so. Mind your manners. Say please and thank you and excuse me. Take care of yourself, eat right, exercise, and get some sleep so you can be around for the next 30 years. And assume the best. Chances are he or she meant to do the right thing even if they screwed up. Like saying Starfucks instead of Starbucks. Alrighty. Well, what do you say we take a quick commercial break, and then when we come back, we'll have more fun and shenanigans that we know what to do with. And we'll load that, and let's see here, we want this one, and we'll be back in a moment. You're listening to First Cup. I'm your host, Joe Hafner.
Hi, I'm Bev Randalls, chairman of the Missouri Club for Growth. If you're like most people, you've had enough of wasted tax dollars and inefficient government. It's no surprise independent polling consistently finds that Americans believe at least half of our federal tax dollars are wasted every year. Here in Missouri, our state legislature is working to cut waste and grow our economy by passing the first major tax reform in nearly 100 years. This tax reform will benefit all Missourians by creating new jobs and letting us keep more of our hard-earned money to spend as we see fit. Put simply, Tax reform means economic growth, and growth means